What is the rule, Lily, about when you add or subtract decimals? What's the rule? Line up the decimals. Very good. So we go 0.33, 1.11, 3.2. Line them up. Should I put anything there? Yeah, you should put a 0. Does it matter? I mean, is that, no, it's not. 4, 6, 4, decimal, 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 right? See how they're all lined up here? 4.64 is the answer. All right, we're on lesson 1.8. Multiplying decimals. Multiplying decimals. So listen, multiplying decimals is really, really, well, I say it's simple. It's no more complicated than multiplying any numbers. There's just one extra step. Okay? Multiplying decimals is no different than multiplying regular numbers. There's just one extra step. And I know you know this because you've done this. I know. I had a daughter last year in your class, and you guys did this a lot. Most of the year, in fact. Right? Multiplying decimals. I mean, every math assignment you had some multiplying of decimals. I saw. Notice this. What did I not do here that I did do when we were adding and subtracting decimals? What did I not do here that I did do when I was adding and subtracting decimals? I didn't line them up. When you're multiplying decimals, you do not need to line them up. Okay? You don't need to line them up. In fact, for the entire 95% of this problem, you ignore the decimals. You don't even look at them. You ignore them right now. You don't do anything with them. You just multiply this like you would. You would do this right here and this right here. You're going to multiply them the same. Agreed? You're going to start out and do the exact same thing. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 1 is 5. Put a 0 down here. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. Add them up just like you would. 4, 2, 11, 3. Now here's the deal. Over here, it would still be the exact same thing. 5, 2, 4, 2, 6, 2, 0, 3, 1, 2, 4. Here's the only difference. Did I do something wrong? Ah, I see it. The only difference is that with decimals, do you remember what's the rule? Junior, do you remember what the rule is? What do I do here? What's the difference between this and what's the difference between this guy and this guy? What am I doing? Nice and loud. Louder than that. I think you've got it. Louder than that. That's right. You count up the total number of numbers that are to the right of the decimals. 1, 2, 3. You see that? That there are 3 numbers to the right of the decimals. Since there are 3 numbers to the right of the decimals, we're going to move the decimal place. Instead of it being here, see right here, the decimal on this guy right here is right there. The answer is 3,144. This one, instead of it being here, we're going to move it over 1, 2, 3. Why there? Because there were 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3 numbers to the right of the decimal. So the answer is actually 3.144. Does that make sense? How can you know if you did this right? How can you know if you did it right? If you put the decimal in the right spot, how can you know? You can estimate. What is 1.31 pretty close to? 1. What is 2.4 pretty close to? 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Is 3.144 pretty close to 2? Absolutely. What if you had accidentally put the decimal here and made the answer be 31.44? When you estimated it and you saw that it's 1 times 2 is 2, is 31.44 close to 2? No. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by estimation. You should be able to do that very quickly and go, oh, that doesn't make any sense at all. Most of the time, estimation is not going to give you, it's not going to tell you whether or not your answer is right. It will tell you if your answer is very wrong. Does that make sense? That's what estimation does. You try this one. Try 0.3 times 0.2. You guys give me that one. Do it. For real. I want you to do it. Show me. What do I do? You just multiply. Just do it. Just do it. 2 times 3 is 6. That's really all there is. You see that, right? I mean, there's a bunch of zeros there, but that's it. It's just a 2 and a 3. Right? So now, is my answer 6? No. Okay, this is where you have to go. Okay, what do I do here now? What do I do? What do I do, Caleb? Nope. What do I do? I count up the number of spaces that are to the right of all the decimals. How many spaces are there to the right of all the decimals? 2. So instead of the answer being 6, I have to move the decimal over to the left 1, 2 spaces. When that happens, what goes right here? A 0. That's what you meant. That's not what you said. You said after. Maybe. Well, whatever. Here's the deal. That's how you do it. That's just the rule. You take the number of spaces, the number of places that are after the decimals, and when you're done, you move the answer's decimal over to the left, that many spaces, and there's your answer. Try this one. Try 1.9 times 5.32. You guys do that one for me. You write this. Now listen, which one should you put on top? I mean, here, there's no real rule here, but which one feels better to be on top? Which one would you put on top? Jonathan. I would too. I prefer the one with the bigger numbers on top. So 5.32 times. Now, do I need to go out like this? 1.9. Is that how I do it? No, you could, but there's no real reason to. 1.9. Let's do it. 9 times 2 is 18, 27, 8, 2, 45, 47, 0, 2, 3, 5. Add them up. 8, 10, 11, 10. 10,108. That's what I have. Is that the answer? No. It's decimals. Where am I going to put the decimal? What do I do? What's the procedure here? What's the procedure? Tell me, if you guys don't know this, that means that you don't understand, and then we have to come back in at break time tomorrow. I'll make the entire class come in here because you don't understand. I asked the whole class, what do I do? And I see nothing but blank stares. Oh man, that means that we got to go over this again at break time tomorrow. So I'll ask again, what is the procedure here? What's the procedure? Joy, what's the procedure? Right? After the decimal, right? And then what do I do with that? So you count up, I see 3, agreed? There's 3. What do I do with that? Now that I know that it's 3, what do I do with it? Instead of the decimal being here at the 8, where it would be if it was 10,108, and I scoot it over. 1, 2, 3. It's now here. What is my final answer? 10.108. How do you know if you got it right? Or at least, how do you know if you put the decimal in the right spot? You estimate. What is 5.32 pretty close to? 5. What is 1.9 pretty close to? 2. What's 5 times 2? 10. Is 10.108 pretty close to 10? Yes. That way you know you've got it. No one here should miss these because you put the decimal in the wrong place. Why should you not miss these? Because you put the decimal in the wrong place? Because you all should be estimating every single question. When you're done, you should look at it and make sure that it makes some sense. If it doesn't make sense, then you need to, oh, right, I put the decimal in the wrong spot. Do you all understand? I cannot make you be meticulous on this. That's all this assignment is you being meticulous. What does meticulous mean?
Messing up?
Nope. Meticulous. Somebody who is meticulous. What does that mean?
Slow and steady.
Right. Careful. Right. Slow and steady. Make sure you get it right. Make sure. Right. Go slow. Make sure. You've got to be meticulous. Your homework assignment.